Hey folks, today I'm going to show you how to start your own canvas business from home. It's a simple business you can start from home, and it's a great way to make some money part-time or even full-time. We'll break it up into 3 sections. Things you need to get started. How to make a canvas. Costs, profits, and how to make money. Alright, so first, let's go through the 4 things you need to get started. First, you'll need a large format printer. In this video, I'll be using the Canon ProGraph 2100. This printer is easy to use, it prints amazing, and it's very reliable for my business. There are plenty of large format printers to choose from, but this is the one that I use. I'll go through the cost of the printer later in the video. Second, you need wooden canvas frames. Now, I get mine from a local carpenter. They can also be purchased from Amazon, Alibaba, or you can buy material from your local hardware store and make them yourself. Depending on how wide your printer can print, you want to determine the sizes you offer. I can carry 11 by 8, 24 by 17, and 30 by 20. You want to make sure your frames have a nice finish and are not cracked and flimsy. Third, you'll need canvas paper. Now, when you purchase your first canvas roll, you'll notice that there are different types of finishes on the canvas papers. Matte is more of a subtle look, while glossy gives you more shine. You'll also notice that the thickness of the paper will range as well. Canvas paper should be anywhere from 180 GSM to 500 GSM. GSM is just measuring how thick the paper is. In this example, the paper that I use will be a 300 GSM matte roll. Don't be afraid to experiment with different canvas rolls. The GSM or the finish will not make or break your product or sales. I purchased my paper off Amazon. I'll put the link in the description. Once you find the right type of paper for you, you can try cut costs down by finding something similar on Alibaba or AliExpress. I'll go through all the costs at the end of the video. Lastly, you'll need a staple gun. I purchased this staple gun from Amazon. You don't need anything expensive. I got mine for under $25. It shouldn't cost you more than $30. Alright, so first turn your printer on and decide on the picture you'd like to print. Today, I'm printing a religious artwork sent by my customer. I'll show you exactly how I process and order. If you're using a Canon printer, like myself, then you need to download the Canon Print app. If you're using another brand like Epson or HP, you need to download their app or software to print. You want to make sure the picture is at least 1000 pixels. The higher the pixels, the better your picture will come out. Select the size you want to print. In this example, I'll be printing on a 24 by 17. Hit print to start the job. As you can see here, the printer has started its work and lets us know it'll take about 2 minutes to print this artwork. Once it's done, it'll automatically cut the sheet and fall in the basket. You want to lay the artwork flat and give the ink 2 to 3 minutes to dry. As you can see, the quality is amazing. The piece came out beautiful and very detailed. Now, I want to focus on the numbers of this business and how to make money, but let me quickly show you my technique in wrapping my canvases. First, you want to flip your picture face down and place your frame so that there's enough paper on each side to wrap around the edges. Place one staple in the middle of each side so that the paper stays in place while you wrap the corners. Cut off the excess paper. Now for the corners. There's several different ways to wrap it. You can follow my method, you can YouTube a different method, or practice on a canvas to find a technique that suits you. Your first 10 to 15 canvases may take you 10 to 15 minutes each, but that's not a problem because you're practicing and you'll still be able to sell them. After that, canvases won't take you longer than 60 seconds to wrap. What I do is grab the corner of the paper and bring it towards the corner of the frame. I then pull the paper from the side on top of that corner to create the first fold. Then, I pull the paper from the top on top of the side paper to create the second fold. Pull that tight and put a staple in to secure it. Let me show you once more. Corner in. Side paper on top. Pull the paper from the top on top of the two and put your staple in. Same thing at the bottom. Grab your corner, pull the paper from the side, and this time pull your bottom paper on top of the two. To finish, pull the sides and put a staple in. There should be a staple at least every 2 inches and at least 2 staples in each corner. Some people like to use canvas stretching pliers. I used to, but I found that it makes the process harder and the results with or without are identical for me. And by here, you have a beautifully wrapped 24 by 17 canvas. As you can see, the canvas wraps around to the sides. Offer to sell your picture in vertical and horizontal. These are great for people who want to give it as a gift for personal use for their business. They look great and more than 75% of customers are likely to come back for another purchase. Now for the main part, the numbers. Before I get into the cost of an actual canvas and the profit amounts, let's go through the printer since that's a very important component of this business. Now, printer costs are gonna vary. It depends on the brand, the features, and most importantly, the width it's able to print. My printer is a 24-inch with 12 ink tanks. The printer cost me a little less than $3,900 USD. I ordered it off Amazon as well, but since they no longer offer it, I'll post a link for the Canon Pro 2000, which is almost identical to the one I have. It's relatively the same in price and functions, but there are a few missing features. Now, let's get into how much it actually costs us to make one canvas by breaking down the cost per frame, paper, and ink it takes for one canvas. First, the frames. Like I said before, I carry 3 sizes, 11 by 8, 24 by 17, and 30 by 20. My 11 by 8 frame cost me $3. 24 by 17 frame cost me $5, and 30 by 20 cost me $6. As I mentioned earlier, I get mine in bulk from a local carpenter. Second is the paper. I purchased this paper from Amazon. This is an exhibition matte canvas 24-inch by 40 feet roll. Even though it's by Epson, it still works on my Canon printer. I've used other papers as well, by HP, Canon, papers from AliExpress, and I've never had a problem. This roll cost me $110. To determine the cost of paper for one canvas, I need to determine how many total prints this $110 canvas roll will give me before it's done. Let's use my middle size to calculate. So my roll is 40 feet long, which is 480 inches. Since my canvas is 24 by 17, every time I do a print, it'll use 17 inches of the 480-inch long roll. 480 divided by 17 is 28, which means if I were to only do 24 by 17, I would be able to make 28 canvases out of this roll. So $110, which is the cost of the roll, divided by 28, which is how many canvases I would get from this roll, is $3.90. So let's say $4. For each 24 by 17 canvas, it would cost me $4 of paper. If I apply the same calculations, then I know my 30 by 20 size would cost me around $7 of paper, and my 11 by 8 size would cost me under $2 of paper per canvas. So far, we know how much the paper and the frame would cost us per canvas for each of our 3 sizes. The last cost I have to factor in is my ink. Now, with my printer came a program that calculates the amount of ink consumed in milliliters, and it shows the actual dollar amount of the cost of ink used for a particular print job. Almost all large format and even standard printers have a program like this available. Let's go to the picture we printed today. Now, my program displays all dollar amounts in Canadian, but I'll convert it to USD. My total ink cost for this picture was $3.90 Canadian, which is $3.20 American. There was about 4 milliliters of ink consumed between my 12 ink tanks. For me, ink costs vary per print, but not by much. So for 24 by 17 prints, it's using about $3 of ink. For 11 by 8, ink costs around $2. And for 30 by 20, ink costs around $4. Alright, perfect. So now that we got the cost of the frame, the paper, and the ink per print, let's see how much each canvas would cost us. So an 11 by 8 canvas would cost me $7, a 24 by 17 would cost me $12, and a 30 by 20 would cost me $17. These are the total costs for us per canvas. Now let's see how much each size sells for on average to determine what our profit margins are. On average, an 11 by 8 will go for $35, 24 by 17 will go for $60, and 30 by 20 will go for $80. As you can see from the last row in the chart, this leaves us with profit margins of $28, $48, and $63. These prices are actually very fair because of the quality of your prints, and if you can add same day or next day turnaround, you'll have a great advantage. Let me go over my sales over the year. I'll break down my profit by each month. My first 4 months, I was selling about 15 canvases per month. 3 of 11 by 8, 8 of 24 by 17, and 4 of 30 by 20. Now, if we go back to the total profit we make for each size, we know that for 11 by 8, we're making $28 of profit, times the 3 that we sold. Then, for 24 by 17, we know we're profiting about $48 per piece, and we sold 8 of them. And lastly, we know for 30 by 20, we're making $63 a piece, times the 4 that we sold. Now, if we add up all these, we know that in the end, I was making about $720 profit per month for my first 4 months, which was good cash and helped me pay off majority of my printer. The next 4 months after that, I was selling around 40 canvases a month, roughly 8 of the 11 by 8 size, 20 of the 24 by 17 size, and 12 of 30 by 20. In the end, I was generating about $1,940 in profit per month. My only methods of promotion was through word of mouth and Instagram. Once I saw that my revenue was going up, I started to put money back into advertisements and social media. I advise you to do the same. By the end of the year, I was averaging around 60 canvases a month, 10 of 11 by 80, 35 of 24 by 17, 15 of 30 by 20, which means I was earning $2,905 in profit every month. Your profits can reach even higher amounts. My only sales channels were word of mouth and Instagram. You can broaden your sales by selling on Amazon, local shops, Facebook, Twitter, or you can make a website and start shipping out. What I've noticed is that almost all my customers come back for another order. If they're getting it to decorate their room, they'll most likely come back to fill up the empty spaces on their walls. If they get it as a gift, they'll see how much the recipient loves it and get another one in the future to gift someone else. It's something that lasts a lifetime. They see it every day and it looks much better than a poster or framed picture. Hopefully today you learned how to launch your own canvas business and start to make some money from home. Leave any questions in the comments and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button.